Zion, Kof, Raish, Yud, Hey, Square World. How are y'all doing today? Today is going to be an interesting program. We're going to talk about rent seeking versus adding a fair or great exchange of value when it comes to building wealth, assets, etc. Today I want to start from a scripture that says, "But he that is the greatest among you shall be your servant." That is Matthew 23:11. So if you look at the wording, if you look from a unlearned mind, the greatest among you shall be a servant, when normally servitude or being a servant is maybe considered a low station in life. But basically, a servant or someone that is serving is one that provides goods, services, employment, etc. When we go to a dictionary form of service, it is defined as someone or something that is intended to provide help to those or providing assistance to others. So when you look at your employer, they're actually providing a whole lot of help. So in essence, they are really serving you. They're serving you with employment that allows you to take care of your family, pay your bills, potentially become a homeowner. So there's a lot of things and added value that an employer provides for people. So a lot of people want to be rich, but they just want to be a servant to the employer, who is the master servant. So he is really the greatest among you. And that's also why the employer gets a lot of tax benefits, and the ones that are just employees pay the most in taxes. So when we discuss rent seeking by definition is an economic concept that occurs when an entity seeks to gain added wealth without any reciprocal contribution of productivity. Typically, it revolves around government funding or social services and social service programs. That's one way of rent seeking. The type of rent seeking we want to discuss today is when maybe you're looking to get wealth by just buying stocks or doing day trading, or some of those programs that they sell online that suggest that you can just work 1 hour a day or 4 hours a week and become extremely wealthy. That is a form of mental rent seeking, where you're not really looking to provide a fair exchange of value by, say, suggesting starting a small business or part-time business, where even if it's a lawn company, you're servicing your community, or even if you are starting a store or even an online store where you may be doing resale, but you're actually providing some value to someone that is looking for that item to add value in their own life. So rent seeking is very counterproductive and intuitive if you really want to build long-term wealth. My goal is, if you're going to do some type of rent seeking, you want to place that into a real asset that is eventually going to put you under the mantle of being a true servant to your community, in some shape, form, or fashion. If you want to do day trading or a swing trader or just invest in stocks, you don't want to just keep that in cash, in my opinion. You want to add that to maybe a real estate portfolio where you're actually, supplying housing, and the government will give you a tax deduction for that. Because basically the IRS code is just a system of tax incentives for employers and entrepreneurs, for basically you partnering with the government to supply things to the citizens that they don't. So when you have a entrepreneurial or a conglomerate of entrepreneurs that come in and provide electricity, they're essentially partnering with that local township or city to bring electricity to the citizens. Sometimes that township will then also provide that for themselves, which the township then becomes their servant in that capacity for the citizens. So today is just a short video on Rent seeking versus adding real value or reciprocating real value into your community. This is Zain Kof Resh Yud Hey, starting off with the process series of rent seeking.